I always forget to push the button. Tell yourself it's okay to slow down. It's okay to let my thoughts go. You don't always have to be busy with my thoughts. I can ignore them a little bit. Right? If they're important, they'll stick around. They'll come back. Give myself permission to let it go. Softening around the eyes, relaxing the jaw. Allow any tension to just roll off your shoulders. Relaxing through the abdomen, through the entire torso. See if you can bring a lightness to the back of your body. Softening that tension maybe that comes right between your eyebrows. You can gently take your tongue and place it just slightly behind the teeth at the roof of your mouth. It will help you to relax through your jaw. And notice your breath. Feel the inhale come in the nostrils and just notice where it goes, what happens. And then notice the exhale as it leaves the nostrils. Following the breath. Notice the breath moving through you. Allow it to bring ease, relaxation. And then take a moment to see yourself achieving whatever it is that you desire in this moment. And try to see it as if it's really happening in present time rather than like seeing yourself on a movie screen. Can you put yourself in and be in that place? And it doesn't have to be huge. It might be huge, but it doesn't have to be huge. You see yourself finishing a VFit class. Maybe you see yourself finishing a book. Maybe you see yourself writing a book. Whatever, big or small. Allow yourself to manifest what it is that you want to accomplish, that you want to occur. See it, feel it, hear it, believe it. And then feel that kind of that satisfaction, that joy, that happiness. you to know that that's inside of you. It's with you all the time. You can bring your awareness back to your breath and into your hands, bringing the palm of your hands together, lifting the thumbs to your heart. Take a moment, self-love, self-kindness, self-joy, self-appreciation. 2, 3, 4 positive affirmations to yourself. And you can allow your chin to bow down towards your chest. Gently flutter your eyes open, pause, adjusting to the light. When you feel ready, you can release your hands and bring your gaze up. Welcome, everyone. So good to see so many of you. So we are going to do some hamstring stretching from our back or seated here in a bit. So before we start getting into any of our poses, if anybody would like to grab a strap, a belt, if you haven't done so already, feel free to grab that. And then when you make your way back, we're going to start in child's pose. So if you've already got your strap, just come on over, take your knees out a little bit wide on the mat, big toes together, set back onto your heels, sliding your hands forward. Now remember, we can come all the way down to the ground, or we can add as many blankets, pillows as we like. Maybe make this a little more supported. So give yourself permission to find that place in your child's pose that feels just right to you today, right? Tonight. And just allow yourself to be here, to breathe, to notice your physical body. Feel the lengthening through the shoulders. And release through the spine, neutral spine here. Opening through the inner thighs, a little stretch there. And if it's in your practice, if it feels good to you, you can rest, right on your forehead. That gentle pressure of the floor onto the forehead can really bring some tension release in through the front of the face, the head. If it does not feel good, though, don't force it, right? Because then we're just going to add tightness to our body. And then on your inhale, take your time. We'll come up onto our hands and then over onto your right hip. I like to use a pillow or a little bit of a blanket, to support the side of my face. We'll take our right arm out behind us in the T position, gently laying down onto your right side. Bring your knees slightly in front of you to make this position fairly comfortable. Knowing that you can stay right here, return to here at any time. Otherwise, we're going to really open through the front of our body by taking our top left leg and starting to reach it behind us. Now pause there, see how that feels. Right, left knee can be bent, left knee can be straight. What feels best to you? And then maybe adding the left arm. And then we do have some options here. We can stay here with the left arm floating, right? Left knee bent or straight. Left arm can fall behind us. You can even take left hand, connect it to the left foot, and pull the left heel towards your glute. So binding this. Remembering that just because I can do it doesn't mean I have to. It might feel better not to. So let yourself find that just right place for you. Relaxing through your forehead. Tongue resting gently behind the top teeth. Jaw is soft. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, allow your shoulders to release a little bit more. And if your left hand is behind you, bring it up and into the front. And if the left leg is behind you, allow it to come back on top of the right leg. Notice that softness in your body here. Be with it, explore it. A couple of breaths. And we can use our left hand, kind of sliding it back here behind our shoulder or under our shoulder to start to lift up. Take a little movement through your neck. And an easy counter stretch. So just bring the right arm across, drop the right ear away from the right shoulder. And then I can even lean the right ear away. The right shoulder is like gently tug. We won't hold this stretch as long, it's just a mild counter stretch. We can lift the head, release, roll the shoulder out a few times. We'll make our way onto the other side. Bringing your pillow over to the left side. Swing your arms over to the right, left arm comes out and behind you. And lay down onto the left side. So take your time starting here. And knowing that you can come back right here. But we can try to bring our right leg behind us. Knee can be bent, straight. It may not be exactly the way it was on the first side, that's okay. And then option to bring the right arm behind us. So just had a pretty good stretch. So it may not feel too bad to let it come behind us or fold. or that option to bind, which will give you a little deeper of a quad stretch. If you decide to bind, maybe you don't stay here the whole time, that's okay. Notice your breath. As you exhale, try to bring a little more relaxation through the shoulders. It can be very tempting to want to pull the shoulders to the ears. Oh, do the opposite. Exhale, relax them down. Away from the ears. Letting go of any tension between your eyebrows. And if your right hand is tucked behind you, you can bring it back in front. You can bring the right knee back on top of the left. Again, notice that softening. Pausing here for a couple of breaths. We can use our right hand to help push us up. A little release through the neck. Some movement. A little counter stretch through the arm, drop the shoulder. Left ear away from left shoulder. And release. So from here, we'll come on down to our back and get into our hamstrings and our hips. So if you choose not to lie on the floor, right, that's always an option. You can always do a single leg or even both legs. You could put the strap around the bottom of the foot or not use the strap at all. You can pull forward here. Right, so that's an option. I personally like to lay down. It just relaxes my spine, right? But we're all different. So don't ever feel like you have to. But if you would like to, come on down to your back. If you've got a ponytail in your hair, feel free to pull it out, right? Allow yourself to feel as relaxed as you can through the head, the neck, the shoulders. And then if we're using a strap, you can place it on the ball of the right foot. You can also simply hold your hamstring. You don't have to use a strap. Right? You can wrap the strap around your hands so you don't have to squeeze so hard. The hands can just hang. Or however works best for you. Use the strap to assist in flexing the foot. And then maybe slide the left leg long. Relax for the arms, the shoulders. Do you find the lengthening through the back of the leg? You add a little more flex through your right foot, lifting the heel towards the ceiling. You'll feel that stretch a little more behind the knee. Looking for that just right sensation, not too much, not too little. It's okay to move your leg around a little slowly. Just let yourself pause where it feels best to you. If you are getting any shaking in the right leg, maybe back off. You can come back in, or you could try seated rather than on your back. Give you some options. Then we'll take the right leg from the femur, so the femur bone in the hip socket. It's just going to lean to the left. So I'm not switching anything. My hips are still square on the ground. My shoulders are still in alignment with my hips. It's just the femur leaning. Just to where I feel that stretch, move a little more to the outer side of the body. Now, if you are using a strap, give just a light tug with the right hand, right? Because as we tend to lean the leg to the left, sometimes the big toe kind of comes in and the pinky toe comes up. So gently pull down on the right side. Not so much that the pinky toe starts to come in, right? Just enough to neutralize the ankle. Micro bend in the knee. Try not to hyperextend. If you're really tight around the knee, right, we do want to work to get some range of motion in our knee. But the best way to do that is come to kind of the beginning of the sensation and pause. And we're never trying to hyperextend it. So we're, super pressing back on the knee. We always want a little bit of a micro bend. Just safer for the ligaments, the tendons of the knee. And then we'll slowly let the right foot come back into that 90-degree alignment. Releasing the strap, hug the knee into your chest, roll your ankle, point and flex the foot, which will get some movement through the shin. A nice inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. And we'll switch that out. So we'll place the right foot on the floor. And again, if you're using the strap can come on the left foot. Again, you can do this seated. Let's start maybe with the right knee bent. Relax your shoulders, your torso. Flexing the left foot. And straightening the right leg if you like. Micro bend in the knee. And it's okay to bend it a little more too, if you depend on the pull of the hamstring. Working on range of motion, but we don't want to hyperextend. So if you can see my knee here softly bent, I don't want to press and hyperextend it. A little bit of a bend. Really reminding yourself that it's not about taking it into the deepest place that you can in the stretch. It's coming to where you feel some sensations, holding, and maybe moving a little bit more as it feels right to you. Little movement is fine. Not just right place. And then let the left leg lean to the right. If you lean too far, it's okay to lean, come back a little. And just a gentle pull with the left hand, neutralizing the ankle. So we're not pulling the ankle to one side or the other. We can sometimes, we do sometimes. And if you're playing around with that and you find a place that feels good, that's totally fine. Always. Remember, you can always be in a completely different stretch. And inhale. And as you exhale, come back more to that 90 degrees, bending the knee, release the strap, roll the ankle. Oh. And we did stretch through our inner thigh a bit when we were in child's pose. If you'd like a little more inner thigh opening here, I invite you to place the feet on the ground and let the bottoms of the feet come together, knees come apart into butterfly. We have about a minute left here officially together. So this can be your Shavasana, right? Because we've been, pretty mild throughout the class. But you can always stay a little longer and take a Shavasana. You can always go into straight legs here if you prefer. You have all of these options. I'll end the meeting, I'll log you out and all of that in moments. As always, I invite you to stay here in butterfly or Shavasana as long as you like. We can't always lie in Shavasana all day, every day, all day long, right? That would get boring and that would not be good for our body. We want some of these opposites. And most of us tend to be very yang, very go, go, go. Sometimes we need to invite in the rest. As we come to the end of the official time together, as always, please feel free to stay as long as you like. Just whenever you are ready to move, give yourself a little bit of time, right? At least a minute. Sometimes you'd be surprised at how quickly you probably pop up off the floor sometimes. Try not to do that here. Take your time. You have a beautiful rest of your evening. Thank you all for joining me.